What is up? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jake. If you're new here, this is Stop Skinny Fat. And today we are just chilling outside, but I'm gonna go over the real reason you're not losing body fat and how to fix it. There's gonna be three main things. I can guarantee you're missing at least one. Probably most guys are missing about two, if not all three of these things. So it's super important that you stay focused. Watch this video all the way till the end because the last step is super, super crucial. So without further ado, let's get into it. First one is the idea of spot reduction, the idea that you can just target body fat. Like, oh, if I do more core exercises, then I'll lose belly fat. Like, everyone thinks this. Like, I first thought this when I was first getting into this whole kind of fitness thing. One of my clients actually, who just started in the muscle metabolism program, he was like, oh, dude, like, what kind of core exercises do I do to lower my stomach in particular? And I kind of had to tell him, like, dude, that's actually not how it goes. Like, it's actually a myth. But it makes sense, you know, at first, because like my biggest thing when I was skinny fat was my legs were pretty big. And that's just how I kind of am genetically. And so I remember looking up like leg exercises to lower body fat in your legs. And I tried a bunch of those things and I was like, oh, it's not really working. My legs are getting stronger, but like, I don't know if it's actually cutting down the body fat in that area. And then eventually I thought about it, and then over time doing more research and studying, I realized you can't target a specific point of your physique to actually cut down body fat. Body fat is just displaced however it is on your body, and the unfortunate or fortunate thing is that is how it is. And other people have better genetics than others. Like, for example, some women genetically hold majority of their fat in their glutes, in their legs, in their butt. And that's good for them because they probably want that, you know? But like for us guys, it's like, I don't need all that, you know? That's kind of the point I was at. But also like the belly too. Like, nobody wants a big stomach. Everyone wants a small, tiny waist. And like, if you hold a lot of your fat there, which majority of the population does, majority of the population also thinks, okay, let me do more core exercises and stomach exercises to lower body fat in that area. But yeah, it's a lie. And you can believe me or not believe me, but either way, I'm just gonna give you the useful advice that I wish I had back then, and that like my clients would tell me like, oh dude, thank you for letting me know that. So that's like the first thing we need to establish early on is number one, that you cannot spot reduce fat. Also, there's other people that say like, oh, define your jawline without losing weight, but just doing these jaw exercises. Like, jaw exercises might make your jaw technically stronger, and you might grow a little bit of muscle in your jaw. There's not much muscle in there anyways, but it's never gonna cut down the body fat in your jaw unless you lower your overall body fat. So like face fat, arm fat, lower back, stomach, like all those areas you cannot target specifically. So now that we got out of the way, second thing is, well, Jake, how do you actually lose body fat? So three simple things I break it down into. Three core steps how to actually lose body fat and actually keep it off for life. That's the important thing that not everyone thinks about. But if you want to lose body fat, you need to keep it forever. And like, I tried a bunch of those diets, the keto, carnivore, those kind of fad diets, and like, trust me, I know like even if you do get some success with those, which it's kind of hard as is because it's pretty strict and restricting, you don't always keep the fat loss. Like, it usually comes back in one way or another, and that kind of sucks. So first thing I'm going to say out of this is diet. Diet is bigger than training. It's bigger than majority of everything else, is having the proper diet. But I don't mean just restrict your foods, only eat this, cut out all sugars, only eat fruit, only eat meat, only eat no carbs. Like, that's not a sustainable way to do it. So we're not going to do that, okay? Yes, you can lose fat, you can lose weight that way, but the thing is, you're not building muscle. Even if you are, that's so restricting. Like, you can't live your life like that. Like, you're gonna have to go out to a social event at some point, and if you're the guy that just orders a salad all the time, it's socially awkward, dude. Like, you just got to admit it. Like, you don't want to be that guy. So it's not sustainable. What I do and what my clients do is we use what's called the stupidly simple diet. So create a calorie deficit. Now, that word goes around a lot. You might know what it is. If not, I'm gonna explain it for you right now. So we have a base level of calories we burn every single day in our body. So like, if you were to wake up in the morning in bed and not move even a finger in the slightest, just your organs working, your lungs, your heart, all that stuff is gonna burn a set level of calories. So for me, that's probably about 1900, right? The muscle on your body, muscle burns more calories than not having muscle, right? And then there's another aspect of what do you do on a daily basis. Me, for example, I go do cardio. I weightlift 4 times per week. So that's just a part of my basal metabolic rate. What that means, that's my maintenance calories. So for me, that's about 2,300 calories. If I eat below that, so like 2,100, 2,000, my body has to make up that energy in some way, shape, or form. So it takes from the stored body fat that we have in our bodies as energy. Make sense? If I eat more than 2,300 calories, then my body says, okay, cool. We have extra energy. Let's store this away for later because our bodies are meant to survive, right? So it's going to store that as body fat. But now in the 21st century, we don't really need all that stuff for survival, chances are, if you're living in a first world country. So it's just more of something we're trying to get rid of, right? So that's pretty much how a calorie deficit works, is eating less calories than you burn to use your body fat as energy. Now that's the diet. Second thing is the training. Training is very, very, very important. Like, you can do diets, but they're not gonna stick if you don't put on muscle and kind of train in some way, shape, or form. And there's a lot of different things like, oh, should I do cardio? Should I do CrossFit? Should I run? Let me break it down for you, super simple. 4 days per week in the gym, 30 to 45 minutes per session is literally all you need. 45 minutes, 4 times a week is all you need to maximize muscle growth. We're talking like 2 to 3 hours per week. That's really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, think about how much stuff you're doing, how much time you're spending. Look at your screen time per week. Like, how much you're scrolling or watching TV or whatever. Like, you see what I mean? It adds up. So 2 to 3 hours per week to get your dream body. Worth it? You tell me. That's really ultimately up to you. But I'm gonna keep my very nice body and my 6-pack and bicep veins, but you choose. But when you're in the gym, to make those exercises as short, quick, and efficient as possible, what me and my clients do is use compound weightlifting exercises. So we are weightlifting. We're not doing cardio. There's some cardio aspect you can add to it as an extra bonus, but really we just want to build muscle. Because like I said, if we can increase those maintenance calories by putting on muscle, that's gonna put you in a calorie deficit. So if my calories are 2,300 and I put on 5 pounds of muscle, say my maintenance goes up to 2,500. If I'm eating at maintenance, stay with me here, at 2,300 every single day, perfectly, my maintenance is now actually 2,500, but I'm still eating at 2,300, a 200 calorie deficit. A little bit of math, hope I didn't lose you there, but you see what I mean? So we're gonna put on muscle to just maximize that, to have your metabolism come back up naturally, okay? So that's it, super simple. That's the diet, that's the training. Now consistency. Consistency is huge because none of this matters if you only do it for 3 to 4 days or a week or a month, right? We all know that. You've definitely tried a couple different things and you probably weren't able to stay consistent with it because it wasn't a lifestyle adaptation. We need a lifestyle adaptation. We don't just need a quick fix, because we've all tried those quick fix diets. That's just crazy. Like, I heard of one the other day, it was like an all egg diet where you only eat eggs 24/7 every single day. And like, how can you expect to sustain that for longer than a week, if that? You know what I mean? So instead of trying to drop weight, because if you try to do something crazy like that, say you lose like 20 pounds, something crazy, when you go back to eating like normal, that's what made you overweight in the first place. So of course you're gonna gain all the weight back. So we have to make lifestyle changes. What does that mean? Making those 4 days per week fit into your schedule as a non-negotiable, making sure nothing can get in the way of that. Not like, well, I might get scheduled at work, or I might do this. Work around your schedule as best you can, but literally write it out on the notes app, or even on paper, even better, on your calendar. Mark it off, like, okay, this is the time. Only 4 days per week, so that's 3 other days you can do whatever you want, dude. Think about your days off work or whatever. Like, if you're busy, this is going to work perfectly for you. That is actually who I specialize in working with, is busy working men. So you can totally make it fit. We all do. I'm very busy too. I'm full-time business owner, full-time in-person personal trainer, obviously online coach too, social media, all that. So like, dude, I'm busy. I bet you're super busy too. So they can fit in your schedule. I promise you that. Anyways, that's how to fit the training in. Now for the actual diet side, you have to make it consistent. So how we do this, me and my clients, is actually going back to when I first was skinny fat, how I got out of it and how I was able to stay consistent was because the reason I was skinny fat in the first place was because I like to eat. I don't know about you, but I like to eat. I like food. Like, there's no problem with that. And it's still the same way. Nothing changed inside of me that made me be like, oh, now I hate food. I still love food. So what me and my clients do is I pretty much give them like a bank of recipes I built over the years of like foods that feel like you're cheating on your diet, but you're not really. They're foods that are lower in calories, higher in protein. So we have like, what is it? Cookies and cream ice Yeah, cookies and cream ice cream, kind of a mouthful. Pepperoni pizza, chicken stir fry, chicken Alfredo, like recipes that would be insanely high in calories normally, but we're just changing the ingredients. It's like lower fat cheese, lower fat milk, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, 0-calorie sauces, like less sugar in the sauces, less sugar in this, like leaner cuts of meat. It's just like small, simple substitutions like that. Like stevia and artificial sweeteners for regular sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are not going to kill you. Do not get your panties in a knot over that, okay? But you see what I mean? So it's just making those subtle changes, and then that way, dude, if I can eat 2 liters of protein ice cream and it still is less calories than a burger at In-N-Out, that's a banger deal, dude. Like, holy, and it has more protein. I could eat that all day, every day. It literally feels like whenever I see cheat foods or junk foods, I don't need cheat days because I'm literally so satisfied with like, I love the way I eat. Like, I get that every fucking day, and I know that it's keeping me with the lean physique and having the veins and all this stuff that I like to have. So like, it's totally possible for you. There's a bunch of recipes online and stuff like that, but not to dive too deep into that, but consistency. So make it feel like you're cheating on your diet every single day. Obviously you can have some like regular meals too, but like the fun stuff is the fun stuff. You kind of have freedom. You see what I mean? Eat whatever you want. And then training 4 days per week, making that non-negotiable. Now this third thing, this is huge. I'm glad you waited till the end of this video to watch this part, because this is literally one of the biggest parts. This is what I call the hidden bad habits. The things that are gonna sneak up on you. You could have everything else perfect, but that little sneaky bad habit could creep up and just like take over everything else, ruin your progress completely. 3 things. I'm gonna dive into each of these, because you have to watch out for these. First one is sleep. So many guys, especially the busy guys, are only getting 6, 5, 4 hours of sleep per night. You're gonna feel awful. You feel awful every single day. And you see the problem with that is you're lacking energy because you didn't get a full night's rest. 8 hours is a full night's rest, by the way. 7 works, but 8 is a full night's rest. So don't try to trick yourself. No, I'm fine, I'm okay. So you're lacking energy throughout your day. Your body's going into sort of a survival mode saying, I have low energy. I don't feel good. I don't feel like I'm operating at my full capacity. So how can we get forms of energy? Food and sleep. Well, we're lacking sleep, so your body says, it's time to eat. Ghrelin, your hunger hormone, all that stuff goes way up. Your likelihood to stick to a strict diet or just a diet in general is gonna be a lot harder because your body is literally gone on starvation mode almost. You're like, I'm low energy, I don't feel good. Your body's gonna try to make up for that with more food than you actually need, putting you in a calorie surplus. So you're gonna gain more body fat, so now you have extra energy. You see the problem here? Plus, if you're less tired, obviously you're not gonna wanna go to the gym every single day because that takes a good amount of energy. And if you don't have a lot of energy, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to keep laying on the couch, keep eating that bag of chips instead of getting up and being like, I gotta go to the gym. You know? Damn, this coffee has me talking fast, but I'm super motivated about this because like it's true, and you really have to look at all these secret hidden things that come to bite you, because like guys feel like they have the perfect plan and they have this confidence of like, I can do it. And I understand that as a man, like you want to be that guy that's like, I got this in the bag. Like, especially if you're a successful guy, like you make a good amount of money, or like you have a good relationship, or you've raised a really great family, is like you have all these achievements to you. It's just like your health is the one thing that's lacking, and you don't want to admit that sometimes because it's like, fuck dude, this is taking over me. Like I'm overweight, I'm out of shape, I don't like what I see in the mirror, I'm not setting a good example for myself and my kids and my family and my wife. I know it's a struggle. I know I'm young, but like I've talked to a lot of guys, I helped a lot of guys too, is like I know that that's a big struggle as a man. And it's hard to admit that, dude. It's hard to admit that sometimes I can't put the fork down. Sometimes I can't stop binge eating. Sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. Sometimes I'm so tired because I've been working and providing for my family, I'm barely getting any sleep and I have no time to go to the gym. I get that. Like I get where you're coming from, 100%. But just know it's not as hard as you think. You've tried so many things in the past that have made you feel like it's impossible for you. It's like knocking down your self-confidence. Boom, boom, boom. It's like if you're just missing any of these 3 habits, these little last ones that are gonna catch you, it's like a snare being set and you're being trapped almost every single time. So first one is sleep. Second one is alcohol. Now you knew this was coming, subconsciously. You knew it, deep down. Alcohol might be a problem for you, or you might be a moderation kind of guy. Either way, it's hurting you. I can promise you that. Unless you're completely sober, this doesn't apply to you, but I highly doubt. Like if you can look at 365 days out of the year and you never have a drink, this doesn't apply to you, okay? But more likely, if you're having one drink on New Year's or one drink on your birthday, this still counts to you. So let me tell you this kind of mindset shift that I had a little while ago. Think of the typical vices: overindulgence in sex, overindulgence in food, drinking. It's to put yourself in an altered state of mind, an altered reality in a way, because you don't feel satisfied enough with your life. You don't like what you see in the mirror. You don't like how you feel on a consistent basis, maybe because your sleep is bad. You see, it's a domino effect. But it's a form of escapism. Think about it. After a long, hard day of work and you come home, or you're driving about and you eat fast food and you order way too much off the Taco Bell menu that you wish you didn't eat, you're trying to escape. Because deep down you're like, this sucks. I don't feel good. I don't have enough energy. Am I enough? Am I being a strong enough man? It's a form of escapism. Alcohol is the exact same way, because you are literally, out of those three I just mentioned, that is debatably the worst one, because you're literally changing your state of mind, making different decisions. What are you more likely to do when you're drunk too? More likely to eat. You're more likely to eat like crazy. You see what I mean? That can affect a lot of things. Plus, it's just a bad habit that's pulling you down, because then next morning you wake up, you're not going to the gym, you're hungover, you're tired, you're even lower on energy. You just had a whole week of 4 or 5, 6 hour nights of sleep, and then you go out drinking on Friday with their coworkers because you're like, oh, because everyone else is doing it, so I'm gonna go out and have a good time. That's how I party. That's how I unwind and relax. You're ruining your next week, because by the time it's Saturday, you're waking up hungover, not able to be bright energy. You're not allowed to go play with your kids because you don't feel like it, because you're so tired, hungover from the night before. You're not gonna eat properly because your body is then again lacking energy. You see, it's like a domino effect. There's so many snares and traps set for you that it's no wonder you keep getting stuck over and over. Honestly, like, I don't blame you. I do not blame you, dude. That's just how this life is built. But it's the men that are strong and the men that are willing to not back down and accept that I will do anything to get to my dream physique. Why? For yourself, for your family, to show that you're worth it. Because you're worthy of a good physique, dude. You literally are. It's all those things. It's all those things. The third one, this pretty much ties in everything else. Gotta think about it. Stress. Stress is huge. Stress negatively impacts your muscle growth and boosts fat gain. Literally, being stressed. You're like, well, Jake, how do I control my stress? I'm already stressed. Okay, well, look at the other two things. Sleep. If you get better sleep, your stress levels are gonna go down because you're not stressing about sleep. I recently heard a quote, I believe it was from Jeff Bezos. He said, if you're stressed, it's because there's work that you're avoiding that you know needs to be done. So what is that in your life? What are you avoiding? This could literally be anything. It could be, oh, I have this task to do. I have this project that I'm working on for work, blah, blah, blah. A certain deadline. It could be stress of, okay, I know I need to get that stuff done. Or maybe it's something bigger. Maybe it's, I need to have an uncomfortable conversation with my wife. I need to come open to my friends about this certain thing that I don't feel good about. Maybe it's a burden that you're carrying that's stressing you out. Because in all honesty, man, it's not having a lack of knowledge. Deep down as men, we know, you know what you need. Think about it. You feel like, well, I don't know how to diet right. I don't know how to train. I don't know what to do. Like, nothing has worked. Poor me. Woe is me, right? Think about it. If you sat alone with your thoughts for 5 minutes, you could make up a really solid game plan because you know what to do. I don't care if you're religious or not. I believe that God will tell us through our self of like what you are supposed to do in what order. I don't care if you're religious or not. Take that or leave that. But even if you're not religious, you don't believe in a higher power, still, you have the power yourself to know what you need to do to get where you want to go. Because if it truly is your purpose, if you truly are meant to have a six-pack, if you truly are meant to be a strong father, a strong dad, a strong person in this world, you know what to do to get there. You're just not acting on it, and you're not acting on it consistently. You're letting those bad habits come into your life and invade you. It's like a virus taking over. Stress, alcohol, lack of sleep, and it's a cycle. And then it's a lack of diet, a lack of training, and a lack of consistency with all of these things. So this overall takeaway I want you to have from this is, what are your habits? How is your week set up? Do you have guaranteed time slots where you know you can make it to the gym 4 days per week for 30 minutes? That's it, dude. That is it. And if you're like, well, the only time I can do it is either after or before work. Okay then, get up earlier. Oh, but then I'll get 4 hours of sleep. Why are you staying up till midnight? Even if you get up at 10 or 11 p.m., why are you up till midnight? See what I mean? You can either wake up earlier or go to the gym right after work. It's only 4 days per week for 30 minutes. Is that worth it? Because if it's not worth it, this life isn't meant for you, dude. Think about that. Simply make your dieting easier. Don't cut out or restrict foods. Getting rid of that belly fat is pretty simple. Lower calorie, higher protein versions of your favorite foods. Make sure you're in a calorie deficit. Track your calories if you're not already. Start using MyFitnessPal. Maybe you used it before. Get back on it. Get back on it. If you haven't tried it, use it, because it's good to see how many calories are in everything. Right? Stay consistent with that. Set up your life to make it easy. Make it a part of your life. Fitness doesn't become your life. You don't have to become a full-time gym guy to get in shape. Fitness is just a little sliver of your life. Like, you have hobbies, right? Maybe you like fishing. Maybe you like playing basketball. Maybe you like designing. Maybe you like being creative. Think about how that's a part of your life and you spend time doing those things. Fitness is just another one of those. It doesn't have to become your whole entire life, okay? It's pretty simple. So if you want to lose belly fat, follow those things. Hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to drop as much value as I possibly could for you to literally, I just hope this video can get through to you and change your life legitimately. If it did, I have a link in the description where you can book a call to come chat with me to see if you're a good fit to join the Muscle Metabolism program. I don't work with everybody. You have to be a strong, determined man who knows what he wants, has his goals set, be ready to act. And if you are, then we'll hop on and see if it's a good fit. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.